All 13 luxury devil fruits explained, 1000 aura feeling. Throughout One Piece, devil fruits are used to increase fight capabilities of their owners. But for one moment, let's take a step back from the world of wars, the race for Pirate King, and the search for One Piece. These 13 devil fruits do a little more than give you an edge in fighting. They can make your life so comfortable you might as well forget about becoming the Pirate King. You think I'm joking? Take a look at these 13 luxury devil fruits. At number 1, we have the Wushu Wushu Marine Vice Admiral Tsu's devil fruit. Her devil fruit definitely speaks luxury. Imagine having a devil fruit that can help you get through a pile of 200 clothes in less than 2 minutes. Vice Admiral Tsu's fruit literally translates to the wash fruit. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it does just that. It allows a user to wash and hang people out to dry as though they were laundry, making the user a laundry human. But that's not all. In addition to washing, it also cleans out some evil locked up within the target's heart. So, if we can get her to use her fruit abilities on Blackbeard Marshall D. Teach, we may as well see him have a change of heart. I believe she'd have to use it multiple times though. Guys, I did some research. This devil fruit has no known weaknesses, aside from the general weakness common to all devil fruits. But if you think having your own personal laundry that cleans out the hearts of people is a flex, I ask, what good is having a laundry when you don't have a house to live in? This brings us to number 2, the house owner fruit that literally gives its owner the ability to become a giant house. In this economy where land is becoming scarce and real estate is rising with no end in sight, the Har Har Nomi just might be your best bet out of taxes, rent, and all related problems. Seriously, the castle fruit, which turns its user into a human castle, takes the idea of home away from home to a whole new level. Here, the user literally never leaves home because home is a part of him. Or should we say, home is wherever he is. The Har Har Nomi allows a user to create a castle within himself and gives himself the ability to cast a projection of himself to live in the castle. Heck, Capone Gang Bedge is the only One Piece figure that can ask himself for advice. He is also the only pirate that is able to carry his entire crew with him every single time. Because if you come too close to him, you shrink down into a bite-sized version of you and enter into his castle. So, the next time you see Capone Gang Bedge, be sure to remember, he puts the L in luxury because he's a walking castle. Now, I know what you're thinking. What could possibly top being a castle, not just owning one? Well, a castle isn't much use if there's no food in it. This next devil fruit is on the slippery side of the One Piece world. The Piro Nomi is a luxury type devil fruit owned by Charlotte Spurrow. And get this devil fruit gives its user the ability to create seemingly an exhaustive amount of candy from their body, making them a candy human being. I've gotta say, I'm loving this definition of luxury. This fruit gives you the power to not only produce candy, but you can make the candy into anything you choose. I mean, Spurrow showed us just how great this fruit can be. He literally made an escalator out of candy. Like, making a stairway would be crazy, but making an escalator? That's nuts. Now, just think about the amount of money he could make from selling different flavors of candy, including the flavors only he can produce. That's a monopoly right there. A monopoly made of his own body. Is it just me or is anyone else suddenly craving candy? If we're talking about luxury, then there's no way we can keep the Ishi Nomi. This devil fruit grants you the power to merge and assimilate with any form of stone. You don't get the picture, do you? Think of it this way. Imagine you have the ability to become a mountain, like literally take on the shape of a mountain. Just think how much money you could earn. Pika showed us just how sweet this ability could be as he manipulated the entire Doflamingo castle, moving himself from one location to another with ease within seconds. While this fruit cannot convert the user into stone, it can make sure all the stones around you are put to excellent use. It's good for combat, but also instant teleportation. Maybe next time you want to go from your house to school, instead of using the bus, you can just stone merge your way there. Next up, and following a very similar pattern to the Ishi Nomi, is the Oshi Nomi. This Paramecia-type devil fruit was eaten by Morley, a member of the Revolutionary Army who hasn't had much screen time, but here's what we do know. His devil fruit is luxurious enough to make the list of the 13 most luxurious in the One Piece world. Here's why. The Oshi Nomi gives its user the ability to move easily and shape the ground as though it were malleable clay. With more screen time, I'm sure we'd get to know more about this devil fruit ability, but for now, let your mind wander on a little bit. This devil fruit gives you the ability to use the earth as a blanket, but you know what else is buried underneath the earth? Yep, you guessed right. Gold and other precious diamonds. Moving the earth and hiding within it gives the user of this devil fruit an edge over every miner. What would take a mining team 3 months of dedicated mining to find would probably take him a little over 2 hours of unserious sleepy searching. That's luxury. Once again, Oda must have been on a mission to blow our minds, because if you thought the last ability was crazy, wait till you meet this one. Ladies and gentlemen, I raise you one of the most luxurious fruits of all time, the Shima Nomi. This devil fruit gives its user the ability to assimilate himself with the island's environment and manipulate it, making him an island human being. In terms of raw attack range, this ability might be the largest because it makes its user control an entire island at a time. But more than just an attack range, imagine the luxury that comes with not just owning a house or castle or being able to move some earth or simulate with stone, but literally becoming an island. Pizarro is able to see what is going on all over whatever island he assimilates into, and this just might be the greatest flex ever. Remember how the Osha Nori requires you to actively search for precious metals under the earth? Well, not the Shiro Nomi. This devil fruit literally acts as a tracking device or homing beacon and would tell you exactly what part of the island the treasures are located. Looking to get rich? Get a ship, assimilate every island you land on, and excavate whatever treasure has been hidden on it. Heck, Blackbeard may use this ability once he gets to Laptil to dig up the One Piece even while the epic final battle is ongoing. Next up, we have the Miromi Nomi. This devil fruit flexes hard on almost all the others because, while having an island to yourself is nice, having an entire dimension made just for you is on a whole other level. The Miromi Nomi allows Charlotte Bruley to travel in between dimensions with the aid of mirrors. Wherever there is a mirror, you can be sure it is not safe from Bruley's presence. The mirror world is only accessible to Bruley and serves as a prison to her enemies as well as a fast route to any destination. You thought the yellow flash of Konoha was fast? Wait till you see Bruley popping out of mirrors. Another luxury devil fruit very similar to the Miromi Nomi is the Dodo Nomi. This devil fruit allows the user to create doors through anything they touch. Bluno showed just how much luxury this fruit affords when he opened a pocket dimension through the atmosphere. My mind is officially blown. This fruit allows you to exist in the same space as other people, but in a different dimension. So you can see them, hear their conversation and all, but they cannot see you. Looking for a career in espionage? The Dodo Nomi just might be your greatest advantage. Worthy of mention here before we get to the absolute luxuries is the Aawa Nomi. This fruit functions very much like the Washi Nomi mentioned at the beginning of this video. It gives the user soap bubble powers, enabling the user to clean anything to their satisfaction. Have any issues with dirt? This might be the luxury fruit you have been searching for. And just in case you think the Aawa Nomi might be useless in battle, you should know by now that all of Oda's ideas are dual function. They are good for flexing and they're great for battle. The Aawa Nomi has the unique ability to clean out powers. This criminal of a devil fruit literally washes out your opponent's powers in the midst of battle. The only disadvantage, as we saw in the battle with Nami, is that water washes off, or should we say rinses off, the effects of the fruit. Following closely, we have the Har Har Nomi. How this fruit made the list, I'll leave you to decide. Possessed by Imperial Evenkopf, this devil fruit gives its user the ability to alter any aspect of the recipient's body or emotional state to their desire. It affects the hormones of whoever it is used on and shapes their emotional or physical state to whatever, and I mean whatever the user decides. It could be very handy in manipulation and bending people to your will. And of course, there may be no better way to speak luxury than to have 1,001 servants, all of whom are diligently pursuing your desires. As we draw close to the end of this list, I can't help but notice something that I'm sure must have been bothering you up until now. There's no food on this list. I guess candy doesn't count? I know, how can we be talking about luxury when stomachs are still empty? Well, Oda thought of that too, and that's where this luxury devil fruit comes in. The Cuckoo Nomi. Just like it sounds, this devil fruit allows its user to turn any object into food. Hungry? See a piece of foam lying on the ground? This devil fruit allows you to turn that piece of foam into a full turkey wing. Steeze uses this ability to feed Big Mom on the island where they met. However, the one setback, as all good things must have, is that the food doesn't taste as good as it looks. As you suspected, I've saved the best two for last, and although these devil fruits are not lined up in a particular order, I don't know how to place these two. Anyway, here they are, my two most luxurious devil fruits in One Piece. First, we have the Riki Nomi. This devil fruit is responsible for luck. I know it sounds lame in the face of a house, food, candy, and the likes, but ladies and gentlemen, you may be surprised to find out that luck just might be the greatest and most luxurious devil fruit ever. Baccarat in the film One Piece Gold shows just how devilish it is for a character to have luck on their side. She personifies the statement, "Who needs money when you have luck?" For everything Baccarat needs, all she has to do is sap or steal some luck from anybody around her, and she can do whatever she desires. You're the Pirate King? Good for you, but Baccarat is the Luck Queen, and she can literally use this luck to overthrow the Pirate King's throne. The only downside to this ability, which is probably put in there to aid our favorites, is to activate this Devil Fruit and steal someone else's luck, the user has to come in contact with the said character. Last but definitely not least, we have the Gurug Nomi. I saved this one for last because, let's face it, nothing speaks luxury more than gold. With this Devil Fruit, the user can manipulate large amounts of gold telekinetically and bend them to his will. What makes this Devil Fruit so cool is that the user doesn't produce the gold from his body, and so is technically not a gold man, but is able to manipulate any gold in the area. So, for the owner of this fruit to function optimally, he literally has to be buoyant enough to afford high quantities of gold. And that's literally what Guild Zoro did. He might as well be the richest character in One Piece, although he isn't exactly canon. For the sake of his fruit, Zoro acquired over 20% of all the gold in the One Piece universe. Now, is that luxury or what? He had so much gold, he built a house decorated in gold at every turn. He was basically flexing his power, and this is what I love so much. The fact that Oda doesn't make gold like some worthless metal that can be produced at any time from Tesoro's body, but that he actually has to take the labor required to live a luxurious lifestyle. And that's a wrap from us, folks. But now, the ball's in your court. What Devil Fruit didn't make the list which you think should be added? Are there any that you think should be removed? We'd love to hear from you, so don't be a stranger. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and let's talk more in the comments.